Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Warshawski. I'm the instructor for Abnormal Psychology. I'm so bummed that I have to be out of town for the first class meeting, but I wanted to send out this video so that you could get a sense during drop ad of my teaching style, of what the class is going to look like, of some of the assignments so that you can make a really informed decision about whether this class fits for you. So thanks for bearing with my non-traditional introduction video. As I said, my name is Hannah. I'm a fourth year counseling and psychology doctoral student. Um, and throughout the class, that means that I'm going to be able to use my clinical examples, case examples from my work with class. So, for example, I'm going to be talking about working with somebody with anxiety, what symptoms I saw, what treatments were used, etc., to kind of bring the class to life a little more, to make it relevant personally, clinically, and to just make it really interesting. Um, you can find my email as well the email of the TAs on the syllabus. I'll be doing formal introductions of the TAs in class next week. Uh, the textbook is Abnormal Psychology. Please get the 6th or 7th edition. The 5th edition or anything before that gets a little different than the 7th edition. Different page numbers, different content. Don't bother with that. You'll also be needing Brain on Fire, which is a really informative, fun read. It's a novel written in narrative style, and you can find Brain on Fire easily on Amazon, at the library, and I get feedback from most people that it's a really amazing book. So then, what is abnormal psychology? Abnormal psychology really goes through the DSM, the manual that psychologists, psychiatrists, mental health professionals use to look at mental disorders. So we're going to be talking about anxiety disorders, mood disorders, substance disorders, personality disorders, everything. And in this class, I want to warn you that sometimes in the past I've gotten feedback that we'll be going through the disorders and people will say, oh my gosh, I think I have that disorder. Wait, I think I have that one too, and that one. So just so you know, you can be prepared and be ready to take care of yourself, that this class in a way can feel really personally relevant. And I similarly know that many people in this class have interest because of their own struggles with mental health or experiencing mental health with loved ones or family. So I encourage you to, seek counseling services, be able to get support you need from the Counseling and Wellness Center if you do find that you need additional support. So now I'm going to talk about cell phone and laptop usage throughout class. So participation is going to be a really important part about class. I don't want to be just lecturing at you. The first half of class is going to be a lecture, but I encourage raising hands, I encourage questions, and then the second half of class will be small group discussions or a different activity. Throughout all of this, I'm going to ask that laptops are only used to take notes, and I'm going to be very strict about that. I'm going to have the TAs be available to walk around and make sure that people aren't using laptops and cell phones when they shouldn't be. I totally understand if you're expecting an important email or an important phone call, but I'm just going to ask that other than that, you let me know about an important email or phone call. For the rest, don't be on your computer. I remember in my undergraduate class, that people would be on their computers and it was really distracting. And one time, someone was even watching porn during class. Talk about distracting. What? So I am going to be really strict about that. But for the most part, for participation, um, I'm going to have an open atmosphere. I'm going to encourage respect and that there really are no stupid questions. So you don't have to worry about sounding smart, wording everything perfectly. This is a time for learning and for growth, and you're not expected to know everything. That being said, when different questions, when different perspectives come around, I'm really going to ask for a culture of respect. I'm going to model respect. I'm going to treat you all with respect. And I'm going to ask that you do the same. Treat your classmates with respect, treat the teaching assistants with respect, and treat me with respect as well. Okay, so you can find the grading scale on the syllabus, and now I'm going to go into the breakdown of the major assignments. So the two exams are going to draw on the class lectures and the textbook. The class lectures and the textbook have a lot of overlap and are going to be used to kind of give you a lot of information to do well on the exams. The midterm is on February 28th during class, and the final is non-cumulative, also in class on the last day of class, April 18th. Those exams are each 50 points and are multiple choice. As I said again, they cover information from the lecture and from the reading. Then there's 100 points for discussion and participation points. So as you can see on the syllabus course calendar, in bold, there are 10 participation experiences. Some are labeled small group discussion, some are labeled book club, and some are labeled activity. So the class will be split into different groups. It'll be the same group each week, led by the same TA facilitator each week. And so these activities are going to be really open-ended. You're not graded for having the right information, but attendance will be taken, and the TA facilitator will definitely take note of if it seems like you've read, if you are contributing, or again, if you're just absent and like sitting like this, not interacting with the group. So for the most part, if you do your reading and participate, you'll get your 10 points, and there's 10 points times 10 classes. So altogether, participation and discussion is 100 points. Something I forgot to mention when I was talking about cell phones and laptops is that if you are caught using cell phones and laptops, the first time is a verbal warning, but each subsequent time will be 5 points taken from your participation and discussion points. So really don't want to have to do any of that. So that's 200 points. There's also 50 points for the perspective paper. So in total, you can earn 250 points. The perspective paper is really, going into contemporary psychology and bringing up a topic of your choice that has to do with a specific, a cultural topic. And when I say culture, that can look like a lot of different things. In the past, people have written about what does depression look like across different cultures? What does depression look like in the US or look like in China and Japan? People in the past have written about how, for example, and women are usually diagnosed with histrionic personality disorders, and men are usually diagnosed with narcissism. Someone else wrote about how LGBT people or LGBT was defined before as a mental health disorder, and of course today that's so far from the truth. So talking about how an element of culture shows up in psychology. This paper is 3 to 5 pages, and so you have the chance to first submit the paper topic. I'm pulling up the syllabus to check the date. So submit the paper topic on January 24th, and then the actual paper is due April 11th. So that's 3 to 5 pages with APA citations. And as far as those listed grades, you also have opportunities for some extra credit points. Filling out the evaluation at the end of the year can get you extra credit points, and throughout the year, there's always a chance to participate in a research study for extra credit or to do some other type of extra credit activity. So last thing to note is, again, I talked about how participation is important, but If you have a medical concern, a religious holiday, or some other event come up, please let me know and I can definitely work with you. Um, well, that's all I have for you today. Please remember to just check out the syllabus um, for some other information, and I'm excited to see you in class next Thursday. Okay, take care and have a good rest of your week.